All right, great selling Saturday, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. And this is your 15 Minutes to Mastery Selling Saturday edition. Every Saturday, we come in here with our Selling Saturday message to you because Saturday is all about the new business. Saturday is all about getting new deals. Saturday should just be about how we can add to the pipeline. Once again, my name is Cesar Mascoro Jr., and I am the founder of Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, where we come in here each and every morning at 8:15-ish. Tried to get on at 8:15 today, but StreamYard was having an issue with traffic. But anyways, we come and bring you information, inspiration, and motivation to get your day going off on the right foot. And like I said, Saturdays is always just about the sale, and we want to talk issues that come up, suggestions that can be used, and information that would be appropriate to what you've got going on today. And I'm coming from the mobile office this Saturday as I'm out here back home in San Antonio and handling some stuff with our boys. But never skip. We've talked the last couple of days on objections. We have to be ready for objections. Objections are always coming. And why would Saturday be any different, right? Saturday, you should just be meeting with customers on new business. So you should be anticipating the objections. You should be understanding that they're going to be coming, and you should be prepared and ready for them. And we're going to get us all of that. But today's quote comes from Zig Ziglar, which says, "You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win." All right? Plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. That's huge. That's huge because it shows that it all starts up here. You being able to win starts up here. It's a mindset. It's something that you need to be ready for, and you need to be able to deal with on the right, with the right frame of mind to be able to overcome objections and handle everything that goes on a daily basis, and especially today, Saturday. So we want to talk about that because I want to get into what exactly was Zig Ziglar's perspective on objections, right? And right off the bat, I want to talk about something. You know, when you look up Zig Ziglar or any other person, whether it's Jim Rohn or Tony Robbins and things of that nature, okay, you'll see them described as motivational speakers, right? And you have to understand one thing: nothing could be further than the truth. They aren't motivational speakers. They're real life experts. It just happens to be that most people don't talk about these things. And because since most people don't talk about these things and most people don't share this information with us, most people do not come out and say, hey, this is how you can do this better. Hey, this is how you can be better at whatever it is that you do. Hey, this is how you can be better in life. This is how you can be better in business. You can be better in whatever. And they're giving you suggestions. They're giving you tips. You automatically get excited. You get energized. You get jazzed about it. And you feel that they are simply motivating you. That's a reaction that we have when we're listening to these folks, but they're not motivational speakers. They are simply life and business instructors, professionals, experts, right? And so I just wanted to get that out of the way because it bothers me when those people, great people like Zig Ziglar or Tony Robbins and all, get classified as motivational speakers. It's not about that. It's about making us better, making you better. So with that being said, what was Zig Ziglar's perspective on objections? Well, plain and simple, in his mind, if you got an objection, that was a buying signal. Right off the bat, perspective. How do you see objections? Do you see them as something that's confrontational, or do you see it as a buying signal? When having read up on this and painted, looking into Zig Ziglar's approach, and I saw that, I thought, you know what? I had never really thought about it that way. I never saw the objection as a buying signal. To me, it was always a smoke screen. To me, it was always something where they were trying to avoid the decision that they were there to make in the first place. Not that they were using the objection in a negative way. It's just I never really truly saw it as a buying signal, because when you stop to think about it, if someone truly is not going to buy your product, someone truly is not really interested in buying your home, they don't want it, you would anticipate that they would just flat out come and tell you no, right? So if someone is just giving you objections, then you need to see it as a buying signal. And that means that they just need a little more clarification. They need a little more information. Like they say, right? A no is simply they need to know more, right? A no, N-O, their objection, simply means they need to know, K-N-O-W, more about whatever it is that you're trying to get them to make a decision on. In this case, we're talking about manufactured homes and the home that you're trying to get them, or that they have maybe shown interest in, right? Or said that this would be the one that they would want to be in. So that's an interesting perspective to have. So keep that in mind when you get those objections. Think of it as a buying signal. And if you do that, that's going to help with this next point, which is not to get defensive. I spent 14 years selling manufactured homes just like you, okay? And I understand day in and day out, 365 days, if there's 365 days in a year, 14 years of that, okay? It's a lot of days of getting beat up by people when you think about it, right? So even somebody that's been in the business a year, and let's say you're off on the weekends, right? So you're working 5 days a week. That's still 250 plus days a year that you're getting beat up on the daily by people with no's and rejections and being ghosted and sometimes even, being cussed at, whatever the situation may be. So it would stand to reason that a person, an individual in your shoes may get beat up by all of this and get this automatic reaction that when you hear an objection, you get defensive because you're frustrated by everything that it seems to happen a lot, quite frequently. But you can't get defensive. You can't let it be something that bothers you. And that's why the last few days, my message to you and my message to teams that I've been working with training that we do within other companies and individuals that we do training with, my message has been this: you need to have the mindset and the perspective that you are going to give these people, anybody who you sit down and speak to, you're going to commit a full 100% fully engaged, energetic, positive, hopeful, idealistic hour to. In other words, you're going to give everyone the benefit of the doubt for the next hour from the moment they walked in while you work through building a rapport, having your interview, everything before you go out and look at home. So you should be spending 30, 45 minutes minimum with these folks so that you can determine whether or not they are a buyer. And if they are, if you determine that there's a possibility for a buyer, that's the next step, which is going out and looking at homes, right? And so at that point in time, when you do that, you should be less likely to let objections bother you because you should know what's going on with these folks to be able to overcome those objections, to be able to anticipate what objections may come up in the home based on the information you got. But again, we go back to, do not let yourself get defensive. Do not let the 1,000 other people that have told you no over the last year to bother you. They can't ruin you. You signed up for this. You must understand 80% of the people that you deal with, talk to, sit in front of are not going to buy either because they can't or they won't. One of the two reasons. Okay. But it is part of what you signed up for, and you've got to take it with a smile. But here is how you can best handle these objections. When you hear an objection, okay, you've got to have the right mindset when it comes to it. We already talked about that, right? So we're going to go over the top 5 ways, because if you can handle these objections correctly and you're prepared for them, okay, before we get into the top 5 ways to handle objections, I'm going to talk about this real quick. As you're going through your career and you have objections that come up, look, don't be one of those sales consultants that just handles the objection the same way every time, that handles all objections the same way every time, and you're really just not really sure what to say, and so you're like stay kind of stuck, and it's kind of awkward. And well, are you sure there's nothing we can do? Well, how about we just go do the application? It's weak. You're not handling the objection. That means you're not prepared. And like Zig Ziglar said in the quote, You plan to win, you prepare to win, and you expect to win. So with objections, you have to train on those. You have to write these things down. When you run into objections that you didn't quite know what to say, you need to write the objection down, and you need to put that in writing. What would I say next time? How can I best overcome this next time? So I'm not stuttering the next time that pops up. I'm not being weak the next time this pops up and letting a customer walk again. You should take it upon yourself to prepare and be that professional consultant. And that takes preparation, that takes planning, and that takes practicing, role playing until you can't get it wrong. But we're going to talk about that here in this next segment. The top 5 things that you can do to overcome objections. Okay. First and foremost, you got to start by being an active listener. When an objection comes up, shut up. I'm saying that with all the love in my heart. Be quiet. Don't say anything. Don't interrupt them. Let them get it out. Listen. Right? If you get the, hey, well, I need to think about it. I completely understand you. We need to think about it. However, okay, even before asking the isolation question, just ask a question that would help them expand on this, right? So help me understand here, Mr. Customer. When you say you would need to think about it, what exactly are you thinking, or what exactly is it that you would need to think about? What's running through your mind right now that maybe is unsure, right? That would be one way of handling, to be able to listen through and hear what they're saying. And once they give you that response, again, you would just go back to the same thing, acknowledge it. Hey, I completely understand. It's a big decision that you would want to think about this, right? However, let me ask you, other than needing to think about it, now knowing what I know, is there anything else that would keep you from buying the home today? Well, no, that's really it. Just what I explained to you. Okay, great. And then you go into your close, right? But you've got to be an active listener. Don't be listening to respond. Listen to understand, because the more you listen to understand, which was what you should have done in the interview, the better prepared and the better prepared you're going to be to overcome the objection, because you're going to be able to overcome that objection in a very strategic way, sincerely, right? You'll be able to come up with a sincere and honest rebuttal as long as you've been listening the whole way through. So be an active listener. The next thing you got to do is actually care about their concern. Know that this concern is valid. You may have heard this concern 2,000 times already, and you know that it's not something that's big. You know that it's something that can be dealt with. You know that other families have been able to do it and overcome and deal with it and have enjoyed their home. But because you're hearing it for the 2001st time, you cannot let yourself get frustrated by it. Be concerned. To them, it's a valid concern, right? So actually care. Going back to empathy, right? Having empathy, caring, and understanding these people are making a commitment for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, however long they choose to live in this home. So if they come up with an objection, understand that it's a valid concern of theirs, and you should care. And if you care, you won't respond in a defensive way in the first place, okay? And when you do that, right, when you care, you'll be able to provide persuasive solutions. You'll be able to help them understand. You'll be able to give them further proof, customer testimonials, stats of whatever may help them understand that their concern, as valid as it may be, is something they don't need to worry about, because other families have gone through what they were thinking, or have felt what they were thinking, or were concerned about what they were thinking and feeling. But here is what happened with this family and that family, and this is how we overcame that situation, or help them with this, and whatever it is that's going on, help them understand by giving them examples of other families, testimonials of other families that have been in their shoes, that have been able to still make the decision, move forward, and continue purchase. It's the same thing with us in our training. I personally have been in your shoes for 14 years prior to starting this company. That's why when I come and speak to you, that's why when I do training with your teams or fellow teammates or just people across the board, it's different and it's more effective, because I've been through it. I've seen it, and I know how to overcome those things, or how to help with certain aspects of things that you may be struggling with. Okay. So provide those persuasive solutions. And by doing so, you deliver value, right? Come across as the professional consultant. Be the professional consultant. Don't be quick to judge. Don't be quick to try and just, man, again, going back to that defensive nature. And well, what do you mean that you would? That's not what you want to do. Deliver value. Slow down. Understand. Actually care. Provide a persuasive solution. And at the end, you close the deal. You close the deal by overcoming that objection in a sincere and honest way. But here's the thing. You have to be intentional. You must be intentional about it. Everything that we do must be with a purpose. It's the intention is to end up, obviously, with the sale. And you have to understand that takes being persuasive, that takes being prepared, that takes expecting the objections, but being prepared to overcome them. And when you're intentional, you understand that if you have a family that you're taking out to look at homes, you're taking them out there because something about what happened during the interview or information that came up or in the budget section of part of your interview, you were able to determine that they can buy a home. Now, that's when you really have to engage and be intentional and say, I am not letting this family walk away without making the decision they came to make. Because remember, they only showed up your place for one of two reasons. They want to buy or they think they can buy. That's why they're there. That's it. You have to keep that in your mind as well, so that no matter what you hear, what they tell you, how they act, whatever mood they may be in, you are going to be intentional every step of the way. And that, my friends, is how we can best deal with the objections and be ready for them and be able to handle them in a clear, concise, and professional manner. The best way that you can prepare for yourself for objections in manufactured home sales is by getting your own set of the closure school upside down, right? I can get this home for less down the street. That's one of the objections. There's others in here. Why do you need my credit? Okay. You get running into issues with credit. I don't have time to go through all these questions. That payment is too high. I shop around. All of the different objections that I've run into over the last 14 years that I was selling manufactured homes. There's 50 of them in here with the rebuttal to come with it to go overcome it. They're in there in the Full House training cards. And this is the best way because they're manufactured home specific. The verbiage that's in there is specifically for manufactured homes, so it can help you take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level. What are an extra 2 homes funded per month going to do your paycheck? That's what you're going to get with these cards, because you'll be able to close more deals on day one, which closing more deals means more homes sold, more homes delivered, more homes funded. And you can get these through today, end of the day today, for only $59. Get yours ordered right now. Go on the website, go to manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com /full house. Okay. And you can get yours ordered today through the end of the day for only $59. Be sure you use the promo code, okay, Sizzle48. Type that in at the checkout. That way you could get the discount rate of $59. It'll show $99. When you put in the promo code, it'll drop it down to $59, but it's only through the end of today because we want to make sure you have them ready for the start of July, because we're at the second half of the year already. In 2 weeks, when you get your cards, you'll be in the second half of the week. And what better way to up your numbers, get back on track, or just stay on the pace if you're hitting your goals now, than by being able to overcome objections in a better manner, right? There they are. Your Closer School Full House training cards. Get yours ordered today. manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com /full house. Use the promo code Sizzle48 so you can get them today for only $59. That includes shipping anywhere in the US, and you'll have those for July so that you can get on track, so that you can crush the second half of 2024. And that way we just blow the roof off this thing, because that's what we're here to do, to help you get to a whole new level. You guys have a great selling Saturday. Get out there. If you don't have any appointments set up for today, or you only have one or two, crush the phones. Get on the phones. Get yourself some people in front of you. Sell some homes, solve some problems, and help your family along the way. You guys have a great one. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.